Okay friends, so now we're going to be adding some patterns inside of our animals we made. So you're going to look at your animal and you're going to notice you made a lot of shapes. In each of that shapes, you're going to do a different pattern. You can see in my original I have patterns in the background too, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to save the background for another day. You're going to start with some markers from your seat, and we are going to add some patterns. So you're going to grab your 4 markers and you're going to start in the face. I want you to think of either a line or shape pattern that you're going to repeat. Alright, if you have any yellow at your seat, let's try to avoid using a yellow marker because sometimes that's a little too light for this project. Finding a shape in your project, you are going to create that pattern. So I'm going to start with this shape here that I have for the head, and I'm going to do a line that goes across from one end to the next. So maybe I'll do a wavy line. Okay, I'm going to keep this marker in my hand and see if there's anywhere else I would like to use that color. So you can see here in this leg I have a shape right here. So maybe for this one I'm going to do diagonal lines, and I'm going to repeat those. Maybe in my tail I'll do something, maybe I'll do a double pattern, like zigzag, straight line, zigzag, straight line, zigzag, straight line. Alright, I'm going to cap that tight, set it to the side, and I'm going to get another color. Let's see, maybe the ears now. I have some rectangle ears. Maybe I'll do some polka dots. Okay friends, now that I have my pattern done, I'm going to go in and color each shape. We want to think about contrast when we're coloring. So for example, if I have in my ears orange patterns, I probably shouldn't use an orange crayon because then my pattern's not going to show up. Contrast is when an artist chooses 2 very different things and puts them on top of one another. So if I take this orange, I'm going to show you as an example, and I outline my shape and then fill it in. You'll see that I can see it a little bit, but I lost most of that pattern. It's hard to see from far away. So if you have a color that's very similar to the color you used for your pattern, you want to try to avoid using that. Okay, so purple here, I'm going to do some blue in here. Outline my shape and then fill it in. So I'm going to keep going in, and I'm going to start remembering that I want to layer my colors one on top of the other. And I also want to make sure that I'm going back and forth and I'm staying in the line. So I'm going to go ahead and color every shape in my animal. Alright friends, this is looking pretty good. I have all my shapes colored in. I took my time, I layered. I don't see any white space showing. So if you see any white, I always tell my friends play a game of I Spy. Anywhere inside that cat you see white means you need to go in and do a second layer of crayon.